Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem right here on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It's good old MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Floyo and Michael Bullock. We're not going to waste any time. I don't know what the hell's going on tonight. My computer's been acting up. So we're just going to start it, guys. Tonight's AEW show, Dynamite from Huntsville, Alabama. And we started it off with the first fight of the night, Jon Moxley versus Ortiz. Jon Moxley wins the match at 10 minutes and 14 seconds. Solid opener, decent match. They told a pretty good story, good match all the way through. So I really got nothing else to add. So Anthony Floyo, it's yours.
Yes, indeed. The Von Braun Civic Center, Huntsville, Alabama. A great that's where they used to do old superstars of wrestling tapings back in the day. But great to see this, and I gotta tell you, this was a great show tonight, and this match here, I'm gonna give it 3.25 stars. It was a good action-packed opener here, with Moxley continuing to roll along, as well as a strong post-match angle where he was over big, and the old saying, an eye for an eye. Well, we all know what Jericho did with the spike off his jacket some time ago to Moxley. Well, Moxley did it with one of the car keys to that $750,000 automobile, and he took that key and he nailed Ortiz. So, eye for an eye, as they say. So, those two are going to go one-on-one again next week, but it's probably going to be a Slavanaka, if you know what I mean. So, nothing more to say on this. 3.25 stars. Michael Bullock, come on in. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. If you don't want to play by the rules, neither do.
Exactly. Like you just said there, Florio. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. I mean Jericho and the Inner Circle had to have known that Moxley was not going to forget that, and yeah, he got his retribution with doing the same thing to, I think it was either Santana or Ortiz, one of the two. Yeah, but either way, he got his payback. I thought it was a good match. What did you say it was, Florio? I gave
it 3.25 stars.
Yeah, that's about the same way I would go too. So, nothing more to say. Let's move right along.
Tag team action: SCU versus the Best Friends. When it was all said and done, SCU bounces back, gets a big victory at 9 minutes and 32 seconds. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
Another 3.25 star match. It was another good and energetic match. The two teams worked well together and made the most of the time given to them. And then after the match, the Dark Order came out and did their business. And then Daniels came out. They're saying something about the Dark Order answering to some sort of a higher power. Now, I smell a rat in this. I really do. I smell a rat. I think that higher power is Christopher Daniels. I'm just saying. So, but I could be wrong. You never know. But it'll be very interesting to see who this higher power is, though, if they ever decide to get into that. If it was anything like what we saw 20 years ago, that's all I can say. You know where I'm going with that. So, nothing more to say here. Another 3.25 star match. So, there's nothing more to say on this. So, Bola, come on in. 3.25 stars again. And a very good post-match angle, the Dark Order. And who is this higher power?
I really don't know who it is, but yeah, I give it about 3.25 stars as well. Another good solid match here. Yeah, I mean, Christopher Daniels, I mean, a possibility that he's the leader of or the higher power of the Dark Order. That should be interesting, but hopefully we'll find out sooner rather than later to see who this higher power is. So nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, I mean, 3 stars, definitely. We'll have to wait and see what happens. The next fight that we got was Dr. Britt Baker versus Yuki Sakura, and it's Yuki Sakura. winning the match in 3 minutes and 50 seconds. But after the fight was over, Michael Bullock, Dr. Britt Baker, boy, what a spoiled brat she turned out to be.
Yeah, she is the major definition of a spoiled brat. I mean, uh, to me, I'm gonna give this about 1 star for the effort. I mean, but man, oh man, I mean, Britt Baker's really showing that she is really, truly a female version of a monster badass heel. I mean, the post match, then what she did to her mouth. I mean, basically having it right on the ropes and spit on it to the point that not only was she bleeding, but she ended up losing a tooth. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, I mean, like you said, that is the total definition of a spoiled brat. And you know what, Dr. Baker? Your day's going to come when someone's going to do something like that to you, and you're going to get exactly what you deserve. You distasteful little bitch. Fletch, it's yours.
Well, look, I wasn't going to go that far. It serves the purpose of her heel turn. It serves her purpose of everything that's been going on. Fair, balance, whatever you want to call it. It is what it is. And, yeah, I got really nothing more to add. So, Florio, go.
I'm going to give it 2 to 2.5. It was solid with a surprising result and a good post-match angle. And like I did last week, I mean, the minute MF said the spoiled brat, I was going to say, and I love it. And I do, because, you know, I think this heel turn is going to do absolute wonders for her. She was going absolutely nowhere as a babyface, but as a ruthless heel, a la her boyfriend Adam Cole, well, I think that's exactly what's going to help her. So, yeah, and you know, 2 scathing promos on Tony Schiavone the previous 2 weeks, and then this, excuse me, and then this tonight. So, yeah, and then the lockjaw on and I got to correct MF. It's Yuka Sakazaki. That's the young lady's name. So, just wanted to clear that up. So, 2 to 2.5. Solid. Another one of those meh efforts, but you know, it is what it is. So keep up. Yeah, that's all I can say. So Dr. Britt doing her thing. I love the heel turn. So nothing more to say. Let's move on.
All right. 8-man tag team fight. The Elite. You already know who the Elite are. Come on. Like, I need to say who they are. The Young Bucks, Adam Hangman Page, Kenny Omega. They went up against the Lucha Bros and the Butcher and the Blade. Yes, the Bunny was with them. But when it was all said and done, winners of the bout in 13 minutes and 48 seconds, the Lucha Bros and the Butcher and the Blade gets the big win on this one. I gotta say it. I think that was a little bit of a shock victory. But you can tell the Elite is somewhat imploding right before their very eyes. I gotta say it, man. There's something wrong with Adam Hangman Page, man. I think he's got an alcohol problem, boys. I don't know what the hell's up with Hangman. You gotta calm down with the beers, bro. You're gonna get yourself shot, killed. You're gonna cost yourself the tag team titles at some point, or Omega's just gonna get sick and tired and drop your ass with a freaking one-wing angel. I don't know what to say. And the Bucks, man, oh boy, that's all I'm gonna say. Good fight, 3 stars. Florio, go.
Underscored at MF. This to me was the fight of the night. I'm gonna give this a solid 4 stars. It was a great all action tag with the Lucha Brothers picking up a needed win. Hangman refusing throughout to tag in the Bucks and continuing that angle extremely well. It was a tremendous mix of in-ring action and storytelling of chaos within the Elite. And this slow build-up here has been really well done so far. There's going to be a big heel turn coming. There is no question about that. And Hangman Page is, I think he's the one who's gonna jump the shark here. I think he's gonna turn heel here. So there's really nothing more to say except he and Omega will be facing off against SCU, and that will be a World Tag Team title match next week in Austin, Texas. So let's see what happens there. If they lose the titles, then I think that's when we get the implosion. But we'll see what happens. But all I can say right now is this, to me, was my fight of the night. This was 4 stars. Totally disagree with MF's rating. Nothing more to say. Bullock, fight of the night here. Great post-match angle. This slow build with tension in the Elite, I think it's been really well done so far.
Yeah, I like the way how they've done it. It's nice and slow, and yeah, you know it's going to happen eventually. And Florio, you said that you think it could happen next week.
I think it could. If Hangman and Omega, if they lose the titles back to SCU next week, if something like an accident or something happens, I think we're going to see new champions.
I think you stand corrected, Florio. Could? No, not could.
Will.
It will happen next week. Exactly, it will happen next week. I think SCU is going to get back the tag team titles, and I think that's when you're finally going to see Hangman Page turn on Kenny Omega and cement.
Disagree. Nope.
Well,
not happening. Not happening under this condition. It's not a pay-per-view event. I think that they're going to want to wait for it to be a bigger event. You're not going to waste it on a Dynamite show. That would be absolutely stupid on AEW's part to waste a good heel turn on an event like that. No. I'm sorry. Disagree with you. Disagree with Florio. They'll keep the belts, but I think it's going to be a screwy finish. The SCU will probably be the ones to get it back, but not yet.
All right. Well, Fletch gave his opinion, but you know what? I'm sticking with my opinion. But whether that happens or not, that remains to be seen. So I say let's 3.5 to 4 is my rating. Let's move on, Fletch.
All right. With that said, unfortunately, Mike Bullock, I don't know what he did. Probably stepped out for a set. Oh, there we go. He's back. All right. So the next thing we had, Kip Sabian goes one-on-one with Joey Janela. And when it was all said and done, Kip Sabian wins the match in 11 minutes and 17 seconds with something very dreaded. Anthony, you know what that is?
Pulling the tights and getting the win.
There it is. I was looking for it. So there you go, Florio. You lead off on this one. Kip Sabian steals it from the bad boy.
And it was absolutely perfect. That's all I can say on that. This was a 3-star match. It was good. They had a story coming in, played off of it well, and the heels stole a win to keep it going. Maybe at Revolution as a good little undercard feud. You never know. But 3 stars, and Penelope Ford continues to wow me each and every week, not just with her overwhelming beauty, but also with her athletic ability as well. And she is like a Zelina Vega. She is their version of Zelina Vega. There's no question about that. Always getting involved, not afraid to mix it up, So I'm really digging her. There's no doubt about that. So 3 stars for me. So nothing more to say. Bullock, heel pulling the tights, getting the win here. The feud must continue. I think Revolution, we could get a nice little undercard feud out of this.
Yeah, I think this is going to get settled at Revolution with these two. I do agree this is a 3-star rating, a good way to keep this whole thing going and to get a heel victory for Kip Sabian. So, yeah, nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
All right, guys, it's time. Mike Bullock, you made a lot of noise on the back about this one. The 10 lashes. MJF giving it to Cody Rhodes. And I didn't get to see this live, but Mike Bullock, you were definitely hopping mad about this. But all I heard was brutality.
Yeah, this. I'm gonna say it, guys. This was hard to watch. I mean, you know what? Screw it. I'm calling this piece of shit out. MJF. How in the hell can he get a great joy out of whipping someone like a government mule so bad? I mean, and then you let Wardlow take it, and he whips him so hard that the back is basically bleeding. And you enjoy it? You are a sick, psychotic son of a bitch. I mean, how do you go home at night and sleep on it? And you're basically like, oh, I enjoy causing pain and misery to everybody, especially to Cody. You are the total definition of a shit face, and you. I mean, if you thought we already lost respect for him, I lost respect for him a whole hell of a lot more. I mean, to me, he's dead to me, and he doesn't even freaking exist. But I do love how they had Brandy Rhodes basically break character and try to encourage her husband to continue in order for him to get this match. And then, but kudos to Cody Rhodes for taking it like a man. But MJF, in the end, after that, he went downstairs. Seriously? You, oh my God. I'm so angry right now. I almost feel like I want to fly myself out to that arena and find him so I can take him to the woodshed and beat the shit out of this guy. Ugh. I really don't know what else is there to say, man. I'm so sick of this guy. One day he's gonna get what's coming to him, and I hope Cody Rhodes beats the fucking shit out of him. Done. Finish. Fletch, please go before I really blow up.
All right. Look, it served its purpose. As gory, and I know there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna lash out at AEW for this, because this was very extreme. This was like, the thing is, back in WWE, this is what they used to do back in the day of WWE, and this was the same thing that everybody was freaking out about. That saying that, oh, WWE is too extreme, that they're too violent, that they're this and they're that, and the whole 9 yards. And yet, if this was shown on WWE, everybody would be jumping at them, saying that this is ridiculous, this is whatever. AEW does this, and this is great wrestling, this is great theater, this is everything. Guys, this is a double standard. And as much as we don't really, while everybody else don't open fire on AEW because it's alternative wrestling, there is no alternative wrestling. What happened? What this was a complete and utter shit show. What happened tonight was MJF literally whipping a guy to the point that it was so bad that you cringe. Turn the other cheek. But I'm going to say this, and I know this is going to get me in trouble. I don't give a damn. It was as brutal and as disgusting that we've ever seen in not only in professional wrestling, but just in general. I thought we were done with those days. Obviously, we ain't. Because I could go as far to call it a racist act. And you know what I mean, Anthony Florio. You know what I mean about that, Michael Bullock. This is as disgusting as what happens back in the 1960s. We weren't all around for that, but we know pretty much a good amount of U.S. history of what happened in that era. This is 2020. AEW. You're supposed to be alternative. All right. You do things that's a little risque. We get that. But this, no, my friends. This is unforgivable. At least in my mind it is. Trust me, if WWE had ever did this, we would be going after them hard. Any organization, I don't give a damn who the hell you are. From AEW to TNA to Ring of Honor to New Japan to WWE. You pulled shit like this tonight? Oh, you got all three of us coming after your ass. I don't give a damn who you are. This is not professional wrestling. This isn't even wrestling at all. To see a guy get whipped 10 times the way that went down, that is beyond pointless, beyond uncalled for, beyond unnecessary. This was, I'll even call it a criminal act. That's a criminal act.
MJF should be arrested for this.
No, Bullock, I don't need you to jump in, okay? I don't need you to jump in anymore. You said your piece. But everything that happens, and I get it. You're trying to make the storyline, you're trying to make riveting wrestling and great storytelling and everything else, and I get it. But there's a certain line you just don't cross. And they pushed it as far as they could have gone. I just don't think it was cool. To me personally, I didn't like it. Now, if you're everybody else, then hey, have your way. Have at it, Oz. I don't know. Florio, go.
I'm just gonna save you all the trouble, and I'm gonna tell it like it is. I did not waste 1 second of my time watching that segment. So if it's okay, I would like to recluse myself from that segment because I didn't waste my time on it. I watched NXT, the ending of NXT, and nothing but.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
And you know me. I don't want any trouble. I don't want any nonsense. You know me. I always want to, make the cooler heads prevail. So, and as a man of good faith, and that's another reason why I did it, because of my good faith. So, nope, you're not getting the word out of me.
All right.
I'm locking it up, and I'm throwing away the key. Go. Move on.
All right. Fair enough. Overall review, and I believe I start. Okay. This is tough. The show is great up until that ending. I got to give this at least 7 out of 10, maybe 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was a good show. I enjoyed it. I really had nothing else to add. So, Anthony, I give it to you 7 to 7.5.
Agreed. I was going to give it 8, but after what I heard about the ending segment, which I did not see 1 second of, thank God. So, yeah. I'll tell you this. This week's show, improvement over last week's show, and a great and compelling week of TV. We had a lot of good wrestling, great setup for the next 3 weeks. Continue to advance Moxley and Jericho, the elite drama with Adam Page, but let's get into something a little more positive here. What we're going to see over the next few weeks. I mean, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page against SCU for the World Tag Team Championships. Moxley going up against Santana. Riho and Nyla Rose for the women's title. 2 weeks, we're going to see a tag team battle royale, and the winning team will challenge for the World Tag Team titles at Revolution. And then the big cage match with Cody against Wardlow. And then in 3 weeks from tonight, Kenny Omega and Pac in a 30-minute Iron Man match. Wow. That's all I'm going to say. Before that last segment, it was an 8, but after the savagery, the thuggery, and all that good stuff, which I didn't even waste 1 second of my time on, and I'm glad I didn't. 7.5. So, to paraphrase Tony Schiavone from the 96 Bats at the Beach, MJF, you can just go straight to hell. Bullock, go.
6.5 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, I was on the verge of giving it an 8 as well, but that segment just really rubbed me the wrong way, and not in a good way. It left me uncomfortable and left me pissed off. I mean, everything Fletch said was 100% true. That's all I'll say on that. 6.5, and to close it out, and I'm gonna echo what you just said, Mario. As Tony Schiavone would say, MJF, you can go straight to hell. Straight to hell. Move on to NXT.
We started off with the men who won the NXT tournament, the Dusty Cup, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne, and they talked about that now they got an opportunity for the titles. So, interrupted by the Undisputed Era. And, you know what, I gotta say, that was pretty good. Nothing bad to say. Good segment to jump off the show. I don't mind Riddle and Dunne, and I think it was pretty cool. I just don't understand the gimmick about about what was it? The Broserweight mobile. No, guys, come on, NXT. Now that's cheesy. That's stupid. That of all the companies to pull some stupid, idiotic crap, NXT, really? Come on, bro. No. Florio, go.
I was having painful memories of head cheese. I mean, it brings me back to those days.
Yeah, exactly.
With Matt Riddle being the Al Snow doing the campy comedy nonsense, whereas Pete Dunne is like the Steve Blackman, you know, all the seriousness, and doesn't really take well to the nonsense. I mean, it would be like if one of you two tried to do that with me, because you know how serious I am. But
most likely it probably would be me that's pulling the hijinks.
Oh yes, absolutely. So but anyways, this seemingly nonsensical pairing continues to pay dividends. Both seem to be inspired by the pairing, and it's elevating both rather than coming off as a wacky temporary pairing. And this nonsensical pairing could make history at TakeOver Portland they could become the next NXT Tag Team Champions. What a moment that would be, though. I mean, it's one thing to win the Dusty Cup, but to win the tag team titles on top of that, man, what a role that would be. So I think it could happen. We'll see. So nothing really more to say on this. Michael Bullock, great way to start it off. Some fireworks with the Broserweights and Fish and O'Reilly.
Yeah, it's a nice back and forth with the Broserweights and the Undisputed Era. I mean, the Broserweights basically made it clear that they want those NXT tag team titles. I mean, could it happen at TakeOver Portland? We'll have to wait and find out. So, yeah, there's really nothing more that needs to be said. A good tone setter, so let's just move on, Fletch.
All right, and the next thing that we had on the show, first fight of the night, as it was Angel Garza going one-on-one against Isaiah Swerve Scott. When it was all said and done, the winner of the bout in 10 minutes and 37 seconds, Angel Garza with the big victory. Anthony Floyo is all yours. Angel Garza made a shocking debut on Monday Night Raw, follows it up with a big win on NXT here tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, MF. I mean, you remember back on 205 Live, the storyline with him and Humberto over there. They carried it over to Monday Night Raw. Well done there. As far as this match is concerned, 3.5 stars is my rating for it. Yes, it had to have a commercial break. It didn't have to have one, did it? But it really did. But very good stuff. But no surprise as Garza wins, seemingly on the way, very likely to a loss to Jordan Devlin before he gets permanently called up to the main roster and Monday Night Raw, so he could do the bidding for Zelina Vega and Andrade. And I think when you bring on when Andrade's suspension is up, I think if you pair Andrade and Garza as a tag team, wow. Those two could pay immediate dividends. Those two could be future Raw Tag Team Champions. Light years away, but for right now,
I could also sense some tension in the ranks if they really want to pull that trigger too. Think about. I could see Garza and Andrade imploding. Maybe Zelina turns on Andrade. Goes with the younger, more fresher talent.
Now that would be. I would love to see that too. I mean, that would be fun too. Either way, when Andrade comes back, whatever they decide to do, whether they decide to have them feud with Zelina Vega or put them together as a nice young heel tag team, who maybe sometime down the road could be future Raw Tag Team Champions. We'll have to wait and see, but nonetheless, Garza definitely, I think he's going to be Devlin's first challenger, and I think Devlin would go over. So, and trust me, wait till you see Jordan Devlin. I mean, ooh, what a showing he had, and we're going to get into that a little bit later on. So nothing more to say on this. This was a 3.5 star match. Great way to start off the wrestling matches of the night. So. Nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, Angel Garza made it very clear he wants Jordan Devlin and he wants his cruiserweight title back because he never lost it. Swerve Scott was the one who got pinned by Devlin at Worlds Collide. Remember that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, Garza has every right to feel like he deserves that he wants that title back because, I mean, like you said, he never lost the title because Devlin been Isaiah Swerve Scott. So I got a feeling that's another match I think that could go down at TakeOver Portland. Garza and Jordan Devlin for the NXT Cruiserweight title. That's another good one. So yeah, I mean, this is a 3.5 star match. I do agree. I mean, this was an awesome way to kick off the matches portion. I mean, yeah, so there's really nothing more that needs to be said. Let's move right along, Fletch.
All right, next up we had was Killian Dane going up against Donovic Dijakovic, and it was Donovic Dijakovic winning the match in 4 minutes and 43 seconds. Mike Bullock, I give it to you.
Bullock, are you there? Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. As far as the match goes, I mean, it was okay. I mean, it was a little too short, but I'm gonna give it about 2 stars for the rating. I mean, because there was some good action in the time that it did get. So, but man, if you put these two in a much longer match, you could be looking at something maybe 3.5, maybe even inching to 4 because of what these two could bring. So I really got nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, I know, solid match. This is about 2.5 to 3 stars, no doubt about it. Given more time, it would have been a lot more better, but it did prove to be very, very great for Dijakovic, because the next thing we know, William Regal comes out and he made the announcement Keith Lee will now have to put the North American title on the line against Donovan Dijakovic next week at TakeOver in Portland. So, boys, we got ourselves a huge title match coming up at Portland at NXT TakeOver Portland. It will be Donovan Dijakovic putting the title, getting a title shot, and possibly, maybe thinking that he could become the next North American champion. But he's got the man of the hour to fight, and you know who that is, Keith Lee. We've been basking in his glory for a little bit now. Will we be basking in Portland, or will Dijakovic finally make history and win it all? We'll find out. Nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
I believe we now have the greatest takeover card in history. Everything is on the table. The one match that we wanted to see get added, it got added. And then on top of that, you can also throw in Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai in a street fight. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the greatest NXT TakeOver card of all time. Hands down. Cole and Ciampa for the NXT Championship. The Broserweights against Fish and O'Reilly for the tag team titles. Ripley and Belair for the women's title. This North American title match. The street fight. Finn Balor against Johnny Gargano. Anything less than a perfect 10 or maybe even a 9, 9.5 would be considered very disappointing. With a card this stacked, it has to be at least a 9. At the worst. So, but anyways, as far as the match is concerned, this was a 2.5 star match. Decent enough match, though after a lengthy absence and now a match to enhance someone for a coming match. Killian Dane, it's clear he's not a priority anymore. With the amount of talent coming up right now, it's hard to say where Killian Dane fits in. But I'm glad that, I mean, I can't think of a better first challenger for Keith Lee than Dominik Dijakovic. And we've seen those epic matches that they had on NXT TV, whether it was on the WWE Network or since the USA inception. I think this one could be the best one yet. So that's all I can say on this. So it's a 2.5 star for Dane and Dijakovic, but Michael Bullock, Mr. NXT, the proud papa here. Dude, this card, you got the greatest takeover card I've ever seen. Anything less than a 9 would be considered a complete and utter disappointment. So, Bullock, come on in. Let's get your thoughts on this, man. I mean, the match was 2.5 stars, but
Well, I already talked about the match.
Oh.
Which,
did Bullock start it off?
Bullock led off.
Okay, all right. So,
I think
all
it's
right.
just your excitement over the
Yeah, my
over
excitement
the
for the card. My excitement for,
for
I
the
can't help
card
it.
at
It's the best
NXT
damn card I've
Takeover
ever seen.
Portland. But I do agree with you. Anything less than a 9 would be utter disappointment. So those superstars that are on this card, they got a lot of pressure on them. But I believe in them. I know they can deliver
Oh,
something
absolutely.
really special.
They always do.
That's like, yeah, they always do, and this will be no different. So, Fletch, I think you're gonna have to put Florio down on this. Anything less than a 9 is considered a major disappointment.
Yes,
All
put me
right.
on the record. Put me on the record.
It's on the record. It's on the record. All right, guys. So we're going to move on. Next up, we had was a one-on-one match: Mercedes Martinez versus Casey Catanzaro, and Mercedes Martinez wins the bout in 3 minutes and 8 seconds. I'm not gonna waste time on this fight. It was a good showcase fight for Mercedes. She looked good in the match. I feel bad for Casey, man. This is one of those unfortunate cases where I guess they wanted to, you know, they had to have Mercedes look good. So unfortunately, she ended up getting buried on this one. Really nothing more to add, guys. So we're just gonna move right along. And the next fight that we had, was the Cruiserweight title match. Well, it was a non-title match. Jordan Devlin versus Tyler Breeze. Jordan Devlin wins the match. 12 minutes and 12 seconds. Good match. Great match. Great fight. Definitely down to the wire. I really enjoyed it. My overall rating for this, I got to give another 3 stars. 3 to 3.5 stars. I thought this was a solid fight. Really nothing more to add. Anthony, it's yours.
This was the fight of the night right here. 3.5 to 4 stars. Wow. This could have gotten 6 minutes, and I don't think I would have batted an eye. But Tyler Breeze was given a lot of offense and some near victories. It's just as well as Devlin has a wide, varied offense and got to show off a lot of it here. So, yeah, I mean, this was absolutely fantastic. Really nothing more to say. This, to me, was the fight of the night. 3.5 to 4 stars. Really nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, the Cruiserweights, they deliver again. Well done.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely delivered here. 3.5 to 4 stars. Fight of the night. I mean, I thought both Tyler Breeze and Jordan Devlin looked good in this match here. I mean, yeah, I mean, the thing is, you want to continue to make Jordan Devlin look strong and good as your new NXT Cruiserweight champion. But man, kudos to both of these guys. I mean, they put on a good match that all 3 of us enjoyed. So I don't think there's any more that needs to be said. So let's move on.
All right. Next up, guys, we had first off, Bianca Belair came out, cut a promo. Then, Bianca calls out Rhea for going to Raw, getting all up in Charlotte's business. Then the next thing you know, it was Charlotte Flair. She comes out, says that she has respect for Bianca, thinks that she's an amazing athlete, and Flair said that Belair is not a Flair, and they get into a little bit. Then Rhea Ripley comes out, and they basically it broke down at that point. It literally broke down. They get into each other's faces. Belair said that Flair, that if she chooses, that at WrestleMania, that it's going to be Bianca Belair that will fight Charlotte Flair for the NXT, with the NXT title. So, we'll wait and see what happens. But, oh yeah, it definitely exploded. No doubt about it. So, wow. think we kind of got an idea where this is going, guys, for WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair doesn't have to say it officially, but just off the reaction and just off of the interaction that happened with the three ladies, I think it's pretty clear where she's heading. Guys, for the first time ever, WrestleMania, the NXT women's title is going to be defended on the big show. Get ready, guys. So, Anthony, nothing more to say. This was, wow. It's yours.
Segment of the night. That's what it was. NXT always brings it in the ring, but they do such a good job with this type of segment that I come away feeling that they should do a few more of them. This did a great job of promoting both upcoming matches and still leaving the door open for Bianca to possibly steal it, either to create a triple threat, which I feel Bianca has earned as of late, or so Rhea can fast track to the main roster and work with Charlotte there, which would mean Monday Night Raw. And believe me, I would be more than happy to have the Nightmare on Monday Night Raw. I mean, her on Raw with the likes of Charlotte and Becky and Asuka and all them. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, daddy. That's all I can say on that. So, we'll wait and see. So, yeah, and you definitely, I mean, and Bianca came out great after this. I mean, the logical outcome, the predictable outcome would be for Rhea to go over. But, you know, Bianca has really, really impressed me over the last few months and the last few weeks. She's really gotten better. And, you know, don't just assume that it's going to be a cakewalk for Rhea. She's not going to make it easy for Rhea. No way. But I do feel in the end, though, that Rhea is going to successfully defend, and we'll get Rhea and the Queen one-on-one for the NXT Women's Championship at WrestleMania. But don't be surprised. Think about that scenario I just threw in. Think about it. Could we see Bianca possibly steal it? And maybe they set up a three-way. Now, that would be fun. So,
but would it be necessary, though?
Probably not. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I was about to say.
The dream match for me. I mean, no disrespect to Bianca. She's improved leaps and bounds. But I think she's maybe a year away from the main roster. Give her one more year. But
I don't know, because especially after what she did at the Royal Rumble, and I mean that because remember, everybody remembers what Rhea Ripley did during Survivor Series weekend, and
the best 72-hour stretch I've ever seen. Exactly.
Now Bianca Belair goes into the Rumble, and she tore the first half of the Rumble apart. She was one of the big stars that came out of it. So was Shayna Baszler. But the thing is that we know Shayna was going to make the leap. Is it possible that Bianca will too?
But here's
Superstar shakeup, but I don't see her going to Raw.
SmackDown?
I see her going to SmackDown.
She'd be a great addition for SmackDown.
She'd be a great addition for SmackDown Plus.
But here's the thing. Though. The couple's query here. Her husband is Montez Ford of the Street Profits, and where does he work? Raw.
Okay, fair enough. But
the couple.
What if the Profits go to SmackDown?
Well, if the Profits go to SmackDown in the shakeup, then obviously you'd have to bring Bianca. I'm sure Montez would want his lady with him.
So, obviously,
like everybody else does.
But I could see. I think here's the thing: if Bianca goes to SmackDown, Profits are flying. They're going to be going to Team Blue. There's no doubt. If the Profits stay on Raw, then obviously she goes to Raw. But if Bianca shows up in Team Blue, then you know the Profits are jumping.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And quite frankly, I don't mind getting the Profits because I've seen them a little bit. I like what I see. And I think it might be, and I could already see a little storyline between them and Heavy Machinery if that happens.
Okay, all right. So we'll wait and see. But for right now, this was a well done segment, and it's just an idea that I was just throwing out. But at the same time, though, Charlotte and Rhea, that's the dream match. That's what we want to see. We want to see it 1-on-1. So make it happen. Don't drag it out. Make it happen. Give us time to think about it. So nothing more to say. This was the segment of the night. This was absolutely fantastic. Nothing more to say. Bullet quickly.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this was the segment of the night, and yeah, I mean, the right thing to do is to have Rhea Ripley go up against Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's Title at WrestleMania. I mean, I like your theory, Florio, but the thing is, but I think this is the right way to go with Rhea and Charlotte, and like you said, Florio. I mean, history would be made at WrestleMania because for the first time ever, an NXT title will be defended on the grandest stage of them all. What a night that would be for NXT. Fletch, it's yours.
Main event, a 6-man tag, main event time, as it was, I believe, a 6-man tag team fight. Yes, it was. As it was Undisputed Era. They went up against Tommaso Ciampa, Matt Riddle, and Pete Dunne. Riddle, Dunne, and Ciampa wins by disqualification. The numbers game started. But then, Anthony Florio, we had ourselves an interruption.
Velveteen Dream.
You got it, bro. He's back.
DREAM.
It's yours, bro.
Okay. Well, I'll say it like this. It's gonna have to be an NA because it was thrown out because it was a DQ finish. If I was gonna give it a rating, I would have given it 3.25 stars. The match had some good chaotic action, but didn't kick into a special gear as it existed to set up a major return. A lot of folks likely correctly predicted Dream to return here, but it was still a cool moment, and the audience exploded for him and is ready to see him back. It looks like Dream will look to get his win back from Roderick Strong before moving on from there. We'll have to wait and see. So, who knows? Maybe Adam Cole could go over at Portland some way or another, and for Dream to perhaps visit the main event scene. I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. But it's gonna have to be an NA. But if I gave it a rating, it would have been 3.25. So nothing more to say except Michael Bullock. Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, bro. But it's really good to see him back. Yeah, obviously it's an NA, and obviously we know that the Velveteen Dream's got some unfinished business with the Undisputed Era, and especially one Roderick Strong, because remember, guys, he was supposed to get a rematch for the NXT North American title, but what happened? Florio, what happened that night when he was supposed to get it?
He was injured.
Yeah, he got jumped by the Undisputed Era, and that was the last time we saw him. So he's gonna want some payback on the Undisputed Era, especially one Roderick Strong. So I really got nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, absolutely. NA, unfortunately, but man, if this fight would have happened, man, this would have been a good one. But it is what it is. You guys made all the great, compelling arguments. Nothing more to add. Mike Bullock, come on in, bro. We need your final verdict. So what's your call on NXT tonight?
All right, my call on NXT. To me, I'm gonna give this about 7.5 to 8 out of 10 for this edition of NXT. I love the build towards Takeover Portland. Obviously, the highlight for me was, of course, that segment with Bianca, Rhea Ripley, and Charlotte. You had some good quality matches here. There was a cutout here. So, yeah, so to me, NXT won not only for the night, but not only for the night, but in the Wednesday Night Wars. Fletch, it's yours.
So 7 to 7.5 for me. I can make an argument that yes, but there's really nothing more to add. So, Anthony, it's yours.
It's an 8 out of 10 for me. The finishing touches were put on Takeover Portland, it would seem. I'm thrilled that Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox are going to get a chance to show what they can do in a long-form bout. And it was probably the right call to keep them from TV this week after last week's quickie. Broserweights continue to be one of the best parts of NXT TV. Not sure what the plan was before the tournament started, but there has to be some real consideration for them to go over in that match. It doesn't seem there's room at the moment for either of them for singles gold. Killian Dane returned and lost to a little fanfare. Jordan Devlin and Tyler Breeze got a very surprising amount of time as we all continue to wonder what happens with the Cruiserweight Championship. Does Garza get a match with Devlin on TakeOver or maybe the kickoff show? I don't know. Even with Dream's return, the women's segment perhaps stood out among everything else on the show and effectively hyped the matches impending among the competitors. All in all, a strong week. 3 great matches and some other good things. So there's really nothing more for me to say on this. I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. They win the week. No doubt about it. So by a smidge, that disgusting segment at the end of AEW, that's what put NXT over the top. So
yeah,
there's really nothing more. If it wasn't for that, I would have called it a draw. But
yeah.
But that closing segment, that disgusting segment in AEW, that gives NXT the edge here. So there's nothing more to say. I know it's probably time for me to. Actually, MF, did you get your thoughts in?
Well, I already got my thought. Well, I already got my thoughts in, but I was gonna do it for you, Florio.
Yeah.
Just like how you did it on the last episode. It's pretty simple, guys. Tomorrow night, 10:30 Eastern, right on Anthony's channel. We're gonna be doing another edition of Strictly Sports, and it's all about the NFL. That's right. We're going to be talking about Super Bowl 54 that went down in Miami. Plus, we're going to be talking about NFL honors. We're going to give all the winners on that. And the exclusive announcements, if you haven't heard, but we will exclusively announce the Hall of Fame class of 2020 will give you everybody, the 5 modern day. And we'll also go back and we'll recap. We're not going to give full details on the Centennial class, but we're just going to give them their recognition. We'll name them. But the 5 modern day Hall of Famers that were announced, we will give in-depth thoughts on that. And I was going to go on a rant, but I've cooled off now. I got in a few days to cool off because of some recent news that I heard about what went down as it relates to the Hall of Fame. So no rant from me on this one. But other than that, 10:30 Eastern tomorrow night as we take over. So Anthony will take over. That's it. We're done for the night, everybody. All right, let's get the hell on out of here. Like the video. Leave a comment at the bottom. Share with all your friends on all social media platforms. Thank you, Anthony Floyo. Thank you, Michael Bullock. And thank you guys, as always. You guys are the best fans in the world. Until then, you know the routine. Hugs and hand pounds. We're out. Have a good night, everybody. And so long for now. Bye-bye.